I'm Klarine. I did do a quick introduction yesterday. I am currently busy with my master's degree, but I'm just going to give results on my pilot study. Yeah, so I'll be talking about assessing the effectiveness of the wildlife loan program in South Africa. This study was done in conjunction with University of Pretoria. I did my undergraduate with them and Sam Parks. So the Wildlife Economy Program is spearheaded by DFFE and implemented by Sam Parks. The program focuses on granting loans and donations to farmers, particularly from previously disadvantaged backgrounds, to enhance their participation in the wildlife economy. Our primary aim of the study was to evaluate the extent to which the Wildlife Economy Program loans has contributed to the biological, social, and economic sustainability on the farms that received loans. Our objectives was to evaluate the biological, social, and economic sustainability. We assessed the growth of the loaned wildlife species on the beneficiaries' farms. We examined staff employment on the farm since receiving the loaned animals, and we evaluated the revenue generation and economic performance on the farms. So the sample, out of the 72 applicants, only 9 were granted loans. They are selected based on a thorough evaluation process. These include site inspection and their compliance with criteria to assess the suitability of the applicants and their farms. The 9 farmers were located in Northwest, Eastern Cape, Limpopo, Free State, and Northern Cape. We conducted interviews with the 9 loan recipients, where they were also asked to fill in questionnaires and provide some data. And we attended a monitoring, evaluation, and learning workshop where most farmers were present. This was hosted last year, September, on one of the beneficiaries' farms. So the questionnaire had 3 sections. Section A, we asked for background information about the farmer and their farms. We looked at ownership status and their background in farming. In section B, we evaluated the benefits and the impacts of the loan on the different farms. We looked at staff employment, revenue generation, cost incurred, and number of animals on the farm. And then section C, we looked at the challenges faced, the type of challenges that they're facing, and their mitigation strategies. Then at the MAL workshop, it was a 3-day workshop. So we had the opportunity to really engage with the farmers. We addressed the how and the why questions. It was really interesting, and it was nice to sit around the table with the different beneficiaries and really understand what the loan and the donation has done and where they are now. The participants included beneficiaries, Sam Parks officials, DFFE representatives, and the vet department. I would just like to say that this program, they do it in windows. So my pilot study was based on window 1. My master's will include both window 1 and window 2. And window 3 is set to open next year. They will send out the interest or the advertisement. Our findings. Only 5 out of the 9 beneficiaries successfully answered the questionnaire. 4 of them refused to partake, and it was obviously voluntarily, so I couldn't ask them to fill in any data on the questionnaire, but I did speak to these guys at the workshop. On your left, you will see biological impacts. We looked at species that were loaned and also species with no loans. In essence, animals that the farmers got somewhere else or bought. On both Farm 1 and Farm 2, both groups of wildlife decreased since receiving the animals. One proposed poaching and the other proposed wildfires. On Farm 3, the number of loaned species increased. So on your right, you will see social and economic impacts. Graph A demonstrates the financials. Only 1 farmer successfully documented their revenue, with ecotourism and hunting being the primary contributions. And as you can see, 2 farmers gave their costs over the years, and this has increased since receiving the animals. The beneficiaries made use of 5 wildlife enterprises, namely accommodation, breeding, hunting, auctions, game meat, and ecotourism. In graph B, you will see staff employment. This has increased since receiving the animals. Of course, around the years of COVID-19, this has decreased, but it seems like they are gradually recovering. Key findings continued. All farmers possess tertiary education with qualifications ranging from diplomas to master's degrees. For most farmers, wildlife farming was a new endeavor upon receiving these animals. None of the farmers are part of a conservancy. The majority of farmers have cold room facilities available on their properties, and these are important for like hunting activities. Um, Most farmers utilize game fences. However, some also have a combination between livestock and game fences. Challenges faced on the farm. So at the Mao workshop, we asked the farmers to all list the challenges that they are facing, the reason that they think they're facing these challenges, and also their proposed solutions. I've only mentioned a few challenges here. These include struggling with market access. The farmers struggle to comply with certain rules, example, water rights and environmental impact assessments, inadequate managerial skills, limited animal species, and compromised felt. And these challenges were all challenges that the farmers, they were coming to us. We had the small whiteboard and we wrote these down. So it was just the farmers saying like, this is their challenges. Which was interesting because they see their challenges and they know about it. And I think they're all willing to work on it. Conclusions and recommendations. The wildlife program definitely has the potential to enhance social, economic, and biological sustainability while supporting conservation efforts, but only if it's carefully planned, monitored, evaluated, and regularly reported by the farmers. Um, Recommendations. SAMPOX can provide regular training, not just SAMPOX, the public sector, to help farmers manage their wildlife effectively. Strengthen partnerships between government bodies and farmers for better support systems. Organize workshops, pre-loan workshops, where SAMPOX officials, state vets, emerging farmers, and other stakeholders can meet to discuss the way forward, to discuss what happens if something happens to, well, what must I do if something happens to this animal? Must I just leave it? Must I phone someone? Just to enhance them to keep like in contact with the people. Um, yeah, farmers must take ownership of the process by regularly reporting, and we must all focus on improving access to markets and continuous learning opportunities. The way forward, currently pursuing a master's degree with Dr. Haley Clemens as supervisor and Dr. Howard Hendricks from SAMPOX as co-supervisor. Our aim is to evaluate the impact of the SAMPOX Wildlife Economy Program on the lives of the local people that have received the animals and biodiversity conservation. We essentially want to understand, does the program impact the life of people? Is the initiative meeting its original objectives? And is the sector becoming more inclusive? Like you also saw in Greg's talk and with the recent Vision 2040 reveal, inclusivity and transformation is here and it's going to happen. But if we're going to do it, we must find ways that it will work. We will first engage with various stakeholders to define success in this context. When do we know we are meeting our objectives? We will use various measures. We will do site visits. We will have interviews, questionnaires. Maybe there will be another MAL workshop. And the findings will be used to enhance the impact, contribute to policy making, and support SAMPOX in addressing the question on everyone's lips regarding the program's effectiveness and outcomes. That's me. Thank you.